All right, we are going to draw this sphere. Okay. So, now, first off, I'm not going to go, I have a circle, so I'm going to go circle, and then I have this dark area here, so I'm going to draw this dark area here, and then like, this is not how we're going to do this. There are no lines here. There's no line anywhere here. I'm going to, no big, dark, thick line. So I'm going to start off, I am going to draw a little bit of a line, but very lightly, because I am drawing a circle here, and I'm doing this sphere. I'm going to shade it in. So I am going to start with a circle, but I'm drawing it very lightly, trying to get a good circle going here. I'm drawing it lightly, and as I do this lightly, I can see how these light lines are going to go away just as I draw this. I'm not going to try not to use my eraser at all, but that's I'm going to start drawing here. So I'm looking, I just want to pay attention to what I see here. So I see I've got the circle, I've got this darker area right here, and a little and around this edge, and then it's also lighter right here and lighter all around here. And then I've got this dark shadow behind. So I'm looking at the sphere, I'm looking at the picture that I'm trying to draw this whole time. I'm looking at it quite a bit. I'm not drawing without looking at this picture that I'm trying to draw, because I want to be as accurate as possible. I'm looking at this picture of the sphere as a guide. I don't want to make anything up in my head. I want to only be drawing what I see and not what I think I might see, only what I see. So I'm drawing pretty lightly here. I'm just trying to get everything in the right spot. All of my shadow area kind of roughed into the right spot. And now I feel pretty good about that. I'm not going to worry about the shadow yet. I want to get my sphere as accurate as I can first. I'm going to try to define this edge a little bit better here, and then bring it in. So now I'm starting to darken in this part that's the darkest. It's a little past halfway and starts really gradating lighter quickly. So I'm going to start adding some more value in here, getting this darker and darker in the areas that are supposed to be darker and darker. Got a little wild with that one, but it's okay. Now you might see down here at the bottom, it's pretty dark right here on the edge of the sphere, and then it gets a little bit lighter. So I can come down, way down in here, it's pretty dark, and then it quickly gets lighter in there. All right. Now I might start defining this edge a little bit more because it's super dark. on the edge of this sphere. All the way around this edge. Let this kind of come up nice and easy right there. Starts getting lighter in that area. This is all dark. All the way up to here. Now this particular sphere, I'm not going to get too much darker here, even though depending on how much time you have, this could get quite a bit darker. I'm going to look at now my shadow. Comes down way down here at the bottom. Comes way out. Comes out the front just a little bit right there. Comes down way out like this. It kind of fades off on the edge. The shadow is pretty dark in here. I'm not going to worry about the shadow a whole lot because that's not really the star of this show here. The star, what I'm really trying to draw is the sphere. But the shadow is part of it. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it here for this video. A little bit darker in there. Let that kind of fade off. All right, there's my sphere. Edge of that looks good. All right, now for this particular sphere, I'm going to want to add a little bit more value in here. And as I get up toward the top of the sphere, up in this quadrant here, I might want to start drawing the background a little bit in order to define this, the shape of the sphere a little bit better. So, but first I'm going to get my values down here a little bit better. But notice how it's pretty light all up in here, and so I might want to draw some of that background there in order to help define the edge of this thing. And then here, about right here, is where the desk or whatever it's being photographed on shows up. So I'm going to define this edge a little bit better with the background. And I don't really care about being super particular with the shading of the background. I just want it to be there to define this shape a little bit better. There we have a sphere. Pretty good for just a few minutes. Spend the longer that we spend on this, the more accurate this sphere should be. But as a warm-up, as just a way to kind of keep going and keep drawing, 10 to 15 minutes drawing a sphere and really paying attention to where it's dark and where it's light and the gradation between those. That's okay to just kind of spend 10-15 minutes to do that and to feel good about getting a pretty good rendering of a sphere.